Hello everybody on YouTube and on X. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. I hope you are all having a great day, or as great as possible. Isn't this marvellous that people can upload videos and watch videos on X? Until Elon made that the longer video upload feature available on X, basically YouTube had the monopoly. And they don't anymore, and it can only go from strength to strength. However, Mr. Musk, in the unlikely event he ever watches any of my videos, it has been pointed out that closed captions and subtitles are not available, and it would be great if you could make that feature available, because some people are hard of hearing, and that was pointed out to me yesterday, and they find it a lot easier. And some people, because my accent, and I talk really fast, and I suppose subtitles, they come up with some weird translations of what they think I'm saying, but it is helpful for people. So for those of you on YouTube who are really have been hurt and Twitter lost your trust because they abused you, and you don't want to ever go anywhere near Twitter, even though it's now X with a different owner, I completely respect and appreciate that. Unfortunately, the previous Twitter, in my opinion, was an absolute sewer rat place where, lawless and horrible, and I completely understand people being reluctant to dip their toe back into that water. Trust takes a long time to build, and there's been quite a lot of abuse of it, and now apparently there's abuse of trust going on YouTube as well, which is a great shame. I was always a supporter of YouTube, and they've lost my trust, basically. Graham and I are not going anywhere. We're staying on YouTube, but they might throw us off. I mean, they did it to Wally. They've been abusing Trevor for over a year now. No explanation. None of us know what we do. I've started to get a lot of restrictions on my videos. I don't know why. I did, interestingly enough, see quite a few puff pieces put out by YouTube. They've got a new spokeswoman. I can't remember her name. Something like Kavanagh, saying, oh, don't worry, we've loosened up the rules on profanity, so don't worry, creators, we're not going to throw you off, and we've loosened up the rules about a lot of other stuff, please don't leave, please don't leave. So I've sensed a little panic going on at YouTube, because Elon has made the feature that you can upload videos up to 3 hours long, and as many videos as you like when you pay for premium. So if you're a creator, it doesn't cost you guys any money. You don't even have to have an X account to watch a video on X. All you have to do is hit the link. What I think you can't do on X is comment unless you've got an account. But what you can do, because I'll put it on YouTube and on X, is if I can't release it on YouTube because they're putting restrictions on, I'll do a short video showing you where it is on X with a link, and you can go watch it there and then come back and comment on YouTube. And I do read all the comments on YouTube. I've been trying to read all the tweets, X's or whatever they call it now, but I found they multiply. And it literally multiply. It's like a sort of a viral thing. And when I go back, I think, oh my God, there's another 500 things, X's. So, which is wonderful. It's wonderful that everybody's joining in. And so far, so good. It's been quite friendly. I haven't heard from Wally in ages, and I hope she is watching. I really do. Wally, you can now upload videos as long as 3 hours. I know your videos were always like 40 minutes long. You can do that on X. And ultimately, yes, you can monetize on X, which is a massive threat to YouTube. Maybe YouTube shouldn't have been so rude and nasty to their customers. It's a bit like having a restaurant and spitting in the food. Or as Graham and I, a lot of you know, work at the Dolphin Safari. If we started throwing passengers in the sea, I dare say we'd both get fired, because crapping all over your customers, that's generally a bad marketing ploy, isn't it? Or sending threatening emails to people saying, don't you ever comment like that again, or we'll ban you from the platform. Woo! Stalin and Hitler would be proud of them, wouldn't they? Right, so the New York thing. Did the taxpayer pay for Harry and Meghan's security when they visited the World Trade Center site thing back in 2021? I know a lot of other people have commented on the freedom of information that the Daily Mail got of the emails and wanting cushions and all that stuff. That's not really, I mean, a lot of other people are talking about that, so you don't really need me to go on about that. But it was just this one little paragraph in the article. Now, are the Daily Mail being mischievous? which they have been known to be on occasion. So I've got to keep it balanced for Harry and Meghan as well. This paragraph says, emails released by the Port Authority, which owns and runs the World Trade Center, suggested that the Sussexes were given protection by either the NYPD or possibly the governor's security team. Now, that to me sounds like taxpayer funded. But it could be the case, and I've got to play devil's advocate, it could be the case that yes, the NYPD or the Governor's Office used taxpayer-funded money to provide security for Harry and Meghan on that utterly pointless visit. Because for the life of me, I can't... Why did they visit? What was the purpose? Who are they? Why? But then it may be the case that Harry and Meghan paid them for it. You know, that the NYPD or the Governor's Office sent Archwell an invoice which was paid, which presumably somebody can dig out from somewhere. So I have to put that point across. Me personally, I suspect that it was provided for by the then governor. I think it was Bill de Blasio. Is that who it was? And apparently somebody called Adams, is that the mayor of New York now? I really don't know. But somebody called Adams said something in the same article along the lines of, this administration cannot be held responsible for decisions made by the previous administration. So I dare say, if it's a Republican, because I think it was a Democrat mayor of New York, wasn't it? I could be getting all this wrong. But if there's now, for example, a Republican mayor of New York, then presumably that would be a political point scoring thing, wouldn't it? They'd be quite quick to say, hey, look what this guy paid for, Harry and Meghan's security. So this is more of a question than me stating any facts. Was it taxpayer funded? I'm guessing if it was proved beyond reasonable doubt that it was taxpayer funded, I guess a lot of Americans and New Yorkers are going to go absolutely ape shit at the thought of it. I mean, not just the expense, why are we paying for them? Why the visit at all? Why? What connection do they have to anything? What was the point of the visit? It was literally a PR stunt. Look at me, give me a job in Hollywood, I'm important. That's all I could see it was, for the life of me. Standing up in Central Park, giving a speech about injections and vaccines. I mean, I just, for the life of me, couldn't see the point of that. The video yesterday, one or two people pointed out that providing menstrual apparatus for young girls is a thing and charities do that. My point was not about the tampons or period pads or whatever. My point was a multi-million-dollar organisation, a not-for-profit as Archwell, or multi-millionaires such as Meghan and Harry. Why is it always, oh, I'll give them a box of vegetables, that keep them happy. Buy them some lattes, get rid of them. Oh, a few pencils here. You know, it's not exactly earth-breaking stuff, is it? If I was really, really filthy rich and I was inclined to do something, I would probably visit the place, find out what the problems are, work closely with the people there, and then try and find a really practical thing and think, let's chuck a ton of money at the heart of the problem. Has she ever actually visited Nigeria? That's a genuine question. I know she was going to Rwanda, and her and Harry have been to Botswana. I don't know that they've ever been there. Well, yeah, he was involved with that Centibali thing, wasn't he? But have either of them actually ever visited Nigeria? She's 43% Nigerian. Has she visited, and how many times? Because if she's done this genealogy and she says, well, I'm 43% Nigerian. Let's say I did genealogy and I found that out. I'd be like, whoa, what? Or let's say they found out I was Native American, because I think that'd be so cool, you know, shaman and stuff. Or let's say I was Icelandic. A large part of me would want to go visit the place, you know, and have a look. Wouldn't you? If I was rich enough. Because as I said yesterday, it's really expensive to travel to the continent of Africa, to any of the countries. I mean, we can do day trips to Morocco But I looked into it once, that there is a train service, and I looked into the distances and how long it would take, and also flights. And because there's not so many people doing it, it's really expensive. So how many times has she been to Nigeria? She's 43%, apparently. That's what she said, wasn't it? I'm 43% Nigerian. Is Nigerian a thing, or is it just a country? I mean, is that a genetic thing to be Nigerian? I don't know. I've heard other people say it's not. I really don't know. But the point is, there is a country that exists called Nigeria. So why doesn't she go and visit? Or am I wrong? Am I wrong? Has she been visiting all the time? Does she have a second home there? Because that was the way the article was. Their second home, Nigeria. Really? Since when? So, yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? And why? Why do they do a lot of the things they do? Why? It's pointless. Absolutely, utterly pointless. Right, let me just check my piece of paper, because I do tend to drift off the subject quite a bit. Oh yes, book reviews as well. I've got Lady C's The Queen Mother, A Life Well Lived, and I have actually emailed Lady C to ask for permission to read out a couple of random chapters, because all of the chapters are great, to you guys on YouTube and X, but I wouldn't do that without asking her permission. Firstly, it would be very rude, and secondly, she might get the knock about copyright. But I was going to do a book review, and I just don't think that I can do it any justice, and I think it would be easier for me to try and read out a chapter, because reading is not one of my fortes. I have also got Russell's bookie book, and I am struggling with it because Russell Brand has such an extensive vocabulary, and his sense of humour and the way he delivers it is really, I find, quite complicated. And as I say, reading and writing has never been one of my strengths. So I'm finding I have to read a sentence and then read it again. So I am pressing on with it. And also a lot of the subject matter is stuff that I can't really relate to, because I've never been in any rehabs, and I've never been addicted to any hardcore drugs. My drugs are cigarettes and tea. I would die without tea, that's for sure. So it's tough going at the moment, but I am going to do a book review, but I want to read it cover to cover. So those are my book review things. I think I have covered everything, and I hope that there will be no restrictions placed on this video by YouTube. If there are, then I'll do another little short video just directing you to X. And when you hit the link to go and watch a video on X, don't worry, I don't think it infects your device. I hope not. I don't think it does anything detrimental. It's like visiting another website, and you can listen to the video, and then you can't comment unless you have an X account. So if you want to comment, then just go back to the little short video on YouTube and leave a comment there, which loads of you did yesterday. And I the first person who mentioned it, I could see a lot of other people had seen that and thought, that's a good idea, I'll do that. I'll go and watch it on X, and I'll come back and I'll comment on YouTube. I really, really hope Wally sees this, and I really hope she does upload some videos and tells us what she's been up to. Because we miss you, Wally. We really do. Don't be bullied. And that's just about enough from me for today. Thank you very much for listening. And as always, I look forward to reading your comments, thoughts, free speech and opinions below, somewhere out there on the internet.